Welcome to Potsdam, only 24 kilometers from Berlin. This beautiful city is known for its many palaces and parks. It's full of green spaces, as you can see. Anyway, in this video, I'm going to show you the things that you shouldn't miss if you're visiting Potsdam. First up, Sanssouci Gardens, which is where I'm standing today. Let's go!
The Sanssouci Gardens and Palace is a must-see in Potsdam. It's huge, over 700 acres huge. It was designed by King Frederick the Great in the 18th century as a peaceful retreat from the pressures of royal life. You'll see Italian-inspired features such as terraces, sculptures, and the use of terracotta colors. I really enjoyed the gardens and felt like I could have spent the whole day wandering around.
The Dutch Quarter in Potsdam. These are 134 two-story red brick houses known as the Dutch houses. They were built in the 18th century to attract Dutch immigrants, which wasn't quite a success. So now it's a popular area in the historic center of Potsdam where you can find arts and crafts shops, galleries, workshops, antique dealers, cozy cafes throughout the district, as well as 2 museums.
And while you're there, you should have a meal at the Flying Dutchman restaurant. This was actually our walking tour guide's favorite restaurant, and I could see why. The food is good, and it's a great place for soaking in the atmosphere if you get a seat outside. If it's a sunny day, I recommend taking a scenic boat cruise along the Havel River. There's a drink service on board, and the views of the riverbank during summer were picturesque. Everything was so green and seemed to glow under the sun. You can also see some of Potsdam's many palaces along the way. Did you know that there's an idyllic Russian village in the center of Potsdam? Well, this was such an interesting and surprising visit. The Russian Quarter, also known as Alexandrowka, consists of 12 wooden houses constructed in Russian architectural style. It was built in the early 19th century to honor the friendship between King Frederick William III and Tsar Alexander I of Russia. That was hard to say. If you're off for a good walk, continue on to Belvedere Pfingstberg, a neoclassical monument perched on a hill that has the best panoramic views of Potsdam. You can even see the iconic spires of Sanssouci Palace. You'll need tickets to enter and climb up the tower of Belvedere Palace, but the gardens outside are free to enjoy. Then continue walking and look for Microbrewery Meierei, which is a beautiful beer garden next to the river. The brewery's location is a former dairy building, hence the name Meierei, which translates to dairy in English. Also, did you know that only 30% of Potsdam has been developed? This means that 70% are green spaces like parks, gardens, and open areas. This was the biggest thing I loved about Potsdam, that despite it being a fully developed city, you're never far from nature and it feels like one giant park with roads and buildings and other urban things within it.
I think this is the greenest city I've ever been in.